Welcome back. We are continuing on 37CW. So number 15 says we need to draw a graph. All right. So it says all real numbers that are greater than -1 and 4. So let us put that on the number line. So I have, that's okay. All right. So we have -1 here, and then I have 4 there. So all numbers that are greater than and less than. If you notice, you do not have the words equal, so that's why you don't have a closed circle. So we're going to have open and open. So let us graph it. That are greater than, so that means it's to the right of -1. And then less than, we go to the left of 4. So if you notice, we shade in the middle. So anywhere in that region is part of the answer. So set builder. Alright, now you have done this before. So it's X with a line or X with 2 dots. It's okay. So I'm going to put -1, then I got 4, and you're going to put X in the middle because you shade it in the middle. And I'm going to do less than signs. Okay, and that is all you need to do. So we're pretty much just writing down the inequality. Okay, number 16 says write an inequality for the graph. Okay, so now if you notice, it starts at -3, and then you shade to the left, so that means it has to be less than. So it is X is less than, what number is it? It is 3. Okay, now set, all we do is just rewrite that. So X with a line, X is less than 3. And that is all you have to do. Alright, now let's see. Number 17. It says the PE department, our RHS, needs to buy more basketballs and volleyballs for their supply. And you have $1,000. Now basketballs cost $40 and volleyballs cost $35. So you want to write an equality to model that situation. So basketballs, we use X, and volleyballs, we use Y. So we're going to put that in. So we have $40 times your basketballs. We don't know how much they are, so that's why it's X. Plus 35, and then we have Y. So we only have $1,000. You cannot have more than 1,000, so it's going to be less than or equal to. Okay. Now letter B says, is it possible to buy 20 basketballs and 15 volleyballs? Basketballs is X, volleyballs is Y. So what you're going to do is take those numbers and plug them in. 40 times 20 plus 35 times 15 and less than or equal to $1,000 because you cannot spend more than that. So we're going to solve. Right on the left hand side, I got 1,325. And then less than or equal to 1,000. So you gotta ask yourself, is 1,325 less than 1,000? It is not. So no, it is not possible. Because if you notice, 1,325 is actually bigger than. So you cannot buy 20 basketballs and 15 volleyballs. Alright, moving on. So Deb currently has $500. Issue withdraws $25 a week. Hey guys, a week, that's X. Okay? It says how many weeks can she keep withdrawn from her account before she has less than $100. So we're going to write down 500 because that's what she starts with. If you withdraw, that means you subtract 25X is less than or equal to 100. Okay. So I am going to subtract 500 on both sides. And I get -25x is less than or equal to -400. Okay, isolate the variable. And when you divide by negative, you gotta flip the inequality. And we get 16 weeks. Alrighty. Karen wants to pre-order the iPhone 5. She has $400 and needs to convince her parents she has enough money to cover the phone plus 7 months of service. If she signs a 2-year contract, AT&T will sell her a phone for $250 with a service fee of $30 per month. Alright, so we got to model the situation. So we're going to do $250 because that's how much the phone is, plus $30 per month. And it has to be less than or equal to $400 because that's how much she has. So we want to see how many months she can afford. So we're going to solve that. So 250 plus 330x is less than or equal to 400. So you're going to subtract $250 on both sides. So I got 30x is less than or equal to 150. Divide by 30. And so x is less than or equal to 5. So she can afford at most 5 months. Okay. So now pretty much we have that. How many months of service will our parents have to pay? Well, it will have to be about 19 months. Okay. And now you want to say why? Because she signs a 2-year contract. And there are 12 months in a year. So 12 times 2 is 24. So 24 minus the 5 months. And that's how you get 19 months. Alright, let's move on. Alright, number 20. So now what we're going to do is we're going to graph that. We have 2 letters. Now, if you notice, that is in point slope form. So I'm going to write down point, and then I'm going to write down my slope, which is your m. Okay. Now, the corner point that I'm going to use is 2, -2. And my slope is 3, and we know it's rise over run, so it's 3 over 1. So I plot 2, -2. And I do rise over your run, and it's positive. That's why you increase. So I go up 1, 2, 3 over 1. 1, 2, 3 over 1. And you can also go down 1, 2, 3 left 1. The reason why is your line is positive. Positive slope. So now we got to say, is it dotted or solid? There is no line underneath. That's why it is a dotted. Where'd it go? The dotted line. Okay. Good enough. Alright, so it says y is less. So where things less, you take the line and you go low. Yay, we graphed it. Okay, so anywhere in this shaded region is a solution. Okay, number 21. Now if you notice, your y is by itself, so I'm going to get my m is -1/2. And your b, where it is my pen? There we go. B is equal to 3. That is your y-intercept. So you begin at the b. So 1, 2, 3. And then you do rise over your run. So I'm going to go down 1 and right 2. I can also go from your y-intercept up 1, left 2 because it's rise over your run. And now you got to say, is it dotted or solid? There is a line underneath. That's why you're going to connect the dots. You're going to connect the dots. Okay, there we go. So now what you got to say to yourself is, what kind of symbol is that? It is greater. Since it's greater, what you got to do is take the line and go high. That means anywhere on the shaded region or even on the line is a solution because it is equal to. Alrighty, number 22. You got to get your y by itself. So you subtract 2x on both sides. What you do to one side, you do to the other. -3y is greater than -2x minus 6. Get your y by itself. So you're going to divide by -3 to every single thing. So we divided by negative, so that means you gotta flip the inequality. So negative divided by negative is a positive. Okay, and then also that will also be a positive. So you get your m, and you get your b. So which one do you start with? You start with your b, begin at the b, start on the y, and you go up 1, 2, and write 1, 2, 3, because it is a positive. I can go down 1, 2, and left 1, 2, 3, because we have positive slope. Now there is no line, so that means you gotta dot it. Dotted line. Whee! Close enough. Hopefully you get it. Okay. Now it says y is less. So you take your line and you shade low. So anywhere in that area is a solution. Hopefully your line is a lot better than my line. Alright, now let's see. We are going on to number 23. We're almost done. Okay, so if you notice, your y is not by itself, so you gotta get it by itself. So I am going to subtract 2 on both sides. What you do to one side, you do to the other. Negative y is less than or equal to 3 over 5 x minus 2. Uh-oh, your y is a negative, so you're going to divide everything by negative 1. Hello, right. Okay, there we go. It's a little slow. It's okay. Negative 1, so y, you flip it because you divide by negative. That's a negative 3/5 x plus 2. Just for our sake, we're just going to erase that extra 1 because the computer was slow. That's okay. So now we got to get our m and my b. You start at the b, start at your y-intercept. Now your slope. You can go up 1, 2, 3, and left 5. You can also go down 1, 2, 3, and right 5. Rise over your run. So you're going to connect your dots. Why? Because you have a line underneath it. Connect your dots. And now it says y is bigger, so where do you go? Take the line, and then you go high. Anywhere in that region is a solution. Alright, number 24. If you notice, there is no y-intercept, okay? Don't be freaked out. Y equals mx plus b. It just so happens that you have a slope of negative 3 over 4, and you have a b of 0 because there is nothing there. So that means that it goes through the origin. So now I'm going to go up 1, 2, 3, and left 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to go down 1, 2, 3, and right 1, 2, 3, 4. And is it a solid or dotted? There is no line. That is why it is a dotted line. Okay, so it says less. So that means you take your line and you go low. There we go. Anywhere in that region is a solution. Okay, number 25 says, we got to get my y by itself. So you're going to add 8x on both sides because it was a negative. You got to do the opposite. That cancels. Negative 2y is greater than 8x minus 8. So you're going to divide by negative 2 to every single thing. And bells, whistles, sirens should go off because you divided by a negative to every single thing. So that means you switch the inequality. And then this is my new inequality. Okay. M, B. Where do you begin? At the B. So then I go down 1, 2, 3, 4 over 1. 1, 2, 3, 4 over 1. And the reason is you got your rise and you got your run. Now, you have no line. That means that it's going to be a dotted line. Connecting the dots. Right there. Okay. Oh, that was so awful. Let's try it again. Let's see if we can make it better. Okay. Hopefully that's okay. It's good enough. Okay. So what you do is take your line to this lesson, and then you go low. Okay. Now, we have one more problem. It says, which of the following graphs is the point negative 4 to a solution to? Prove algebraically. All that really means is take the x of negative 4, take your y of 2, and plug it in. See if it works. So if 2 is less than 2, parentheses negative 4 minus 1. So 2 is less than negative 8 minus 1. So that means 2 is less than negative 9. Is that true or false? That is false. So that's why it cannot be A. A is not a solution. So now I'm going to the next one. 2 times negative 4 minus 3 times 2 is greater than negative 15. So now we're going to solve algebraically. That gives us negative 8 minus 6 is greater than negative 15. And that is negative 14 is bigger than negative 15. True or false? It is true. That works. So B is a solution. Now we cannot just say that we're done because it says which of the following graphs. There could be more than one. So what you gotta do is go on to letter C. Okay? So 2 minus 1 is equal to negative 2 over 3, parentheses negative 4 plus 3. So we substitute it in. So when you get it, 1 is equal to 2/3. Okay. Is that a true statement? So if you solve the right-hand side, you just get 2/3. Okay. Now that is false. 1 does not equal 2/3. It's not an answer. It is not C. We got one more to check. Okay. Plug it in. 2 is greater than or equal to negative 1 times negative 4 minus 2. 2 is greater than or equal to 4 minus 2. 2 is bigger than or equal to 2. What do you notice? 2 is equal to 2. That means that, yes, negative 4, 2 is a solution. Okay, there we go. So again, just to quick do a recap, okay? So if you notice for inequalities, so I am going to label that for number 25, I believe, that this is a solution. Anything in this region is a solution. If you notice, if you're on a dotted line, that is not a solution, okay? When you have a dotted line, if you're talking about a point on the dotted line, it is not a solution. Okay? If you have a solid line, if you're talking about a point on there, that means that it is a solution. Okay? Because again, this would be equal to, and this would not be equal to. Okay? Alright, and that concludes the video. Thank you.